Welcome to today's Meet the Pack. Today's Meet the Pack's about Beowulf Bree. Bree is a 5-year-old lupine dog that was bred in Leicestershire in the UK at the Beowulf Kennel specifically for the Lupine Dog Programme as part of the World of Lupines Foundation in the Bree Club. Bree is the daughter of wild Jack O'Lantern, our Jack that was here is sadly no longer with us. And she's our return from the mating that took place there between Beowulf Kennel's girl, who is part white Swiss Shepherd and part Saarloos, and our Jack that was bred at Wild Kennel over in Worksop. So Bree is 5 years old and she is going to be part of the Lupine Dog Programme hopefully at the end of this year, maybe the beginning of next. Bree is fully health tested. Her hip score is 7. She's a 4 on the right hip and a 3 on the left. And she is 0-0 on the elbows. So she's had her hips and elbows x-rayed and scored by the British Veterinary Association, and they were very good. She's been DNA tested with both Lupine and with Embark. Lupine, this is an interesting one. So she was tested for something for musculoskeletal dysplasia, which is a genetic mutation that was specific to the Northern Inuit dog program, of which Jack had ancestors from. And so she had to be tested for that, but she was clear, so that's good. And she was also tested for pituitary dwarfism through Lupine, but she was also clear of that because she has German Shepherds in her ancestry, especially the white Swiss Shepherd on her mother's side. And then obviously she was tested with Embark as part of the Bree Club, just to have her DNA profiled and health screened with them. Everything came back clear on there too, so that was good news. She's been ready to breed actually for the last couple of years, but we haven't really had the right match for her, or we wanted to try what we thought was the right match for her with a different female first, see how it worked out before we chose to match him with Bree. So Bree's future love match will be Ash. That's a very popular dog in our kennel, but we chose Ash with Bree after we trialled him with Faye last year because his puppies were fantastic with her. The best things about Bree are the fact that she's super confident and super outgoing. So Bree's a very confident dog, very friendly, doesn't really get scared of anything novel, very human orientated. She will approach strangers happily for fuss, a little bit too happily for my liking. I actually prefer them a little bit more aloof than Bree, but you know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing for wolf dogs. It's a good thing when we're looking at pairings with lines that maybe haven't been so outgoing notoriously. What's bad about Bree? What's bad about Bree is the fact that Bree is probably the most high energy dog in the kennel. Obviously, alongside that white Swiss Shepherd and Saarloos, there's actually quite a lot of sled dog or northern breed dogs in Bree's ancestry as well, including Husky. And that actually makes her quite high energy. And she hasn't been an escape artist, but I'm sure she's probably very capable of being one. We have to be careful of that when Bree's out and supervised. So she can jump. She can jump high and she can climb like a spider. What else, Bree, about you that's negative? She's a bit too kissy, although they're all kissy, I suppose. But she doesn't lie still for very long. She does like to do tricks. She is a good house dog. She's easy to have in the home. She's quite easy to live with, although she's very needy. So if you want a dog that's quite independent, that's not Bree. Bree's very dependent on humans. Come on, Danny. She's not aloof and she's not shy. but she is super affectionate and super outgoing. I think we're going to have to break for a howl. Just leave it. I have to break for a sing-song. Do you want to have a sing-song? No? Okay. Here, please. No. Come and sit down. Thank you. So yeah, as you can see, she's pretty high energy. She's easily distracted. She has a lot of dog traits. Small feet, big ears, quite short. Bree's only about 24 inches to the shoulder, maybe 25 on a good day, but she's certainly one of the smaller females in the pack. She's quite light in coloration. Most of that very light colour comes from the northern breed ancestry. Certainly you see it in shepherds too, but certainly from the white Swiss shepherd side. Underneath that you get a lot of agouti, so wolf grey. Although it doesn't look particularly wolfy on Bree, I don't think. It looks quite sled doggish, which is fine because she has lots of sled dog ancestors. The reason that we've decided to include Bree in the programme is obviously firstly because her health testing was really good. Secondly, because even though she's a smaller female, her proportions are very nice. She's nice and even in the front and the rear, as we like to say, but she's straight-backed and a good size and super easily distracted. Bree, come round, come on, come sit down. Good girl. And like I say, she is going to be used later this year with Ash. Now, why did we choose Ash? We chose Ash because, first of all, Ash is a much more independent character. He's not as needy. He loves us humans and he's very confident, but he's not super needy and he can hold a thought. I'm not entirely sure that Bree holds thoughts. She's easily distracted and that's always been the case. But she is very sweet and very loving. So we're looking for very confident and outgoing puppies from her and Ash, which I'm sure we will get. Probably the most confident and outgoing that we've produced here at Miyax, because for those that know me in the dog world, I'm not a big fan of overly confident and overly outgoing wolf dogs. But I'm hoping that Ash's slightly more independent, aloof streak will help make this a little less in your face, a little less willing to rush up to every stranger that it meets. But it is very Labrador-esque in her nature. So it's not a negative thing, it's just not a personal preference. And I'm hoping that Ash can kind of balance that out a little bit for us and make Bree slightly less outgoing. Can anyone believe that that's what I'm trying to achieve? But it is. I don't want them to be as confident and outgoing as Bree is, actually. Bree's quite a lot for most people, and I think that the reason that people don't often get on with dogs is because of needing that a little bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Independence from their humans. Sometimes dogs that are very needy, very outgoing, very friendly, can also be, Bree, they can also be quite high energy and quite high drive at home. Her prey drive's pretty high too. Again, northern breed ancestry tend to get quite a good prey drive. So we do have to watch Bree around small furries, which isn't a problem with Ash. And often isn't a problem with most of our wolfier dogs, especially the Saarloos. We don't have a big prey drive with those, and we certainly don't have hardly any prey drive with the ones that are even more wolfy here. But we do a little bit with Bree, so we do have to watch that. The great thing about it is, though, while she's very outgoing and very confident, it also means that she can do a lot of work in public. And she's very keen to do whatever we're doing. Obviously, she's keen to learn. She's keen to do tricks. And she's constantly offering tricks and behaviours as a source of gaining attention, which is kind of, you know, it's a good thing. It's kind of what we taught her, so that she's not always trying to yap or get our attention verbally or vocally. She does try and get attention by yapping a little bit. If you ignore her for any length of time, even strangers, she'll give you a little woof, and that can be weird, I think. I think that can be a bit strange for people, especially people that haven't met her before. But the minute that you give her all the attention that she's after, she can be much calmer and quieter. So that's a good thing about Bree. And the bad things about Bree, all in one, I suppose, because they often overlap, don't they? What else do we want to tell you about Bree? Oh, she's a lot of energy. And I'm not a big fan of dogs that are super high energy like Bree. Bree is much more of a Labrador than my other dogs, and that's not really my personal taste at all. But she is the daughter of Jack. She is confident, she is outgoing, and she health tests very, very well. So she is going to be part of the programme. That's the honest answer. Bree is a lot of fun, but for me personally, a little bit too confident, a little bit too outgoing, and a little bit too high energy. But we are planning to reduce all of that with the father that we've chosen for her future offspring. And hopefully she'll be the next in line to be a mum here with us. Watch this space, I guess. That's what I've got to say. Watch this space. Until the next one.